All right, I had to get this video out fast because I literally have no ties to Juice and have no idea when their sale is gonna end. But this is the only class 2, actually the only 52 volt bike you're gonna be able to get for under $1,000. It's barely under, it's $999 right now. And there's literally no other bike out there that's 52 volts that you're gonna get anywhere near that price. So the class 2 bike at $999 is offered in all 4 colors. It's gonna be yellow, blue, black, or dark green. If you go for class 3, which is this one, it's $12.99 for the yellow one, and all the other colors are gonna be $13.99. But this video is gonna be about the $9.99 one, so we're gonna go over that. I'm gonna go over the accessories first, so you know what's not included in the $9.99. What's not included is going to be this front basket, which was extra, as was this rear rack. This is an aftermarket pad, not offered by Juice, so that obviously will not be included. These pegs are also separate. This is something I fabricated. This will not be part of the $9.99 package either. The difference between the class 3 and class 2, one of the major differences is that this class 3 has 15.6 amp hours, whereas the class 2 will only have 10 amp hours. Another difference for the class 3 is the class 3 is gonna have this larger display that does allow you to unlock it and make it such that when you pedal, you can go past 20 miles an hour. The class 2 one, even with pedaling and with throttle only, will max out at 20 miles an hour and will have a smaller display. This bell is included in it. This cell phone holder is not. This is just an accessory I bought off AliExpress. It only holds the phone in landscape mode, which isn't the best, but I like that it's kind of sleek and doesn't really stick out that much. 750 watt motor. And this battery is gonna be locked using this keyhole. And one of the security features is that the on button is actually not accessible unless you remove the battery. Some find that that's kind of a pain that you have to remove the battery to turn it on and off, but it does have a sleep mode. So if you're just leaving it for a couple days or a few days, then you can actually just leave it on and the battery will drain, but very slightly according to Juiced. So it's not something that you need to necessarily remove and on and off to turn on and off the battery. So right now it's on sleep mode and I have not turned it off, and tomorrow I'll be riding it again. If you do end up getting the basket, just note that they have pre-drilled holes here, which I found kind of cool, that you can add your own water bottle cages. So there's one on either side. I took up the water bottle cage, the stock one on this frame for my lock, and you may have your own water bottle cage or you may have a different lock, but that would use up this water bottle area. And so if you happen to have the rack, again, you can install water bottle cages on either side. The pedals here are fairly good quality, as is the stand. It does come with a brake light. It does come with a headlight. For yours, without the basket, will be mounted directly to the tube here. Because of the BMX style handlebars, the mounting position varies a lot, so you can have the handlebars very close to you as the rider or very far away depending on your reach. It does have a half twist throttle as opposed to full twist or thumb throttle. Some bikes even have the throttle on the left side, which I am not supportive of. So this has kind of more the standard throttle, again, on the right side. It does have disc brakes as you'd expect. They are hydraulic, not mechanical. There is one flaw with the bike and with a lot of the Juice bikes, and that has to do with the brake squeal. So I actually hear that's very common with electric bikes, and for whatever reason, they're not talking about it online. But there is brake squeal out of the factory, and so all it requires is $10 or $15 to buy 2 pairs of pads. So you're gonna have to replace the rear ones and the front ones, and I do have a video on how to do that fairly easily. And again, it's not gonna be that much cost, and I do think it's worth it. So that's a small minor thing compared to the fact that you can get a class 2 version of this for $9.99. I still can't believe it. Okay, to give you some context of what $9.99 means, the battery alone for this class 3 is priced now at $799. $799, $800, okay, compared to $1,000 for the entire class 3 bike. A class 2 battery is about $400. So generally, a battery is going to be a pretty big cost versus the bike, and that's just an example of either how expensive the battery is or how cheap the bike is. So $9.99 for class 2 Juiced Rip Racer 52 volts. If you do get the bike, be aware that the front basket has a 25-pound limit and the rear rack has a 65-pound limit. Beware that this is a single geared bike. There is no cassette. There's no freewheel. The chain does not move from cog to cog because there's only one cog. And that's a 12-tooth cog, and this here is a 52-tooth cog, or crankset rather. There is one person that I know of who has added a freewheel here to add gears to the rip racer. And as you can see, it actually has these locations for the derailleur cable to go up to your frame. So that is something I'll be doing in the future, but as of now, this is still a single geared bike. Quick thing about single geared bikes. You would think that you'd shy away from a single geared bike, especially if you're on hills. For whatever reason, this thing actually handles hills. And I'm from San Francisco, where a hill is an actual hill. A lot of the YouTube videos you watch, they're saying something is a hill, but it just is an incline or slightly more than flat. But we actually have hills here, and this thing will climb fairly steep hills. I think there's 1 or 2 hills in all of San Francisco that this probably cannot climb. I haven't been through all of them, but I have been looking for the steepest hills I can climb, and this one can do it on single gear. It is not the easiest, but it is doable. As always, no affiliate link in the description. If you want to get it, just go to juicebikes.com and look for the Rip Racer.